Video. And yes, quite right, by already you can see by the title, if you've clicked on this video, this is about F1 2018 game news. And yes, that means then it must be coming, and sure enough it is coming. F1 2018 is only, ladies and gentlemen, you can say 3 months away from being released on PS4 and Xbox One and other gaming consoles. Now, F1 2017 was a brilliant game, and honestly, one of my favourite games, or F1 games, I've ever played. So really, this is, for me, the king, the daddy, maybe not the daddy, well actually, maybe not the king or the daddy of F1 games, but it's certainly one of my top 5 favourite F1 games of all time. The king and the daddy, of course, is F1 2010. I really do love F1 2010, one of my favourite games on the planet, and for sure enough, I hope it will stay that way for many, many years to come. So, yeah, what can I say? Though F1 2018 will be coming out, once again it'll be released by Codemasters, who have made the last about 10, 11 F1 games, so this will be like the 11th or 12th F1 game now, of what I can count, and it's, I think, the 8th, like, consecutive F1 game in the series now to be released. So this will be the first, well, this will be the 8th consecutive F1 game in the series. Because we had F1 2000 and, well, actually, sorry, 9th F1 game in the series, sorry, from all the way from 2009 all the way up to now 2018. So yeah, we had 2009, 010, F1 2010, F1 2011, F1 2012, F1 2013, F1 2014, F1 2015, F1 2016, and then we've got obviously F1 2017. And then I think on top of that, we've got F1 Championship Edition, which is the 06 season, or 2006 season, and I think that's it. So yeah, this will be Codemasters' 11th official F1 game. The Championship Edition was an official F1 game, however it was released not in 2006, it was like released in 2011 or something like that. So this will be F1's first 8th consecutive game, but 11th official Codemasters game, or 9th consecutive game, sorry, and 10th or 11th, game for the F1 series. So yeah, what more can I say really? Obviously I'm looking forward to the new game coming out. It should be quite good, in all fairness. I hope it will be quite good in all fairness. I hope it will be as good as, how can I put it, as good as the last game, because the last F1 game was pretty decent in some regards, and quite honestly I enjoyed the last game in F1 2016. Also the F1 2017 game was a brilliant game. So yeah, apparently there's going to be 1 or 2 new features added to the game, and also, according to the statement released from Codemasters, it will be a more immersive F1 experience for people to enjoy, which could only mean maybe more detailed career mode, better online racing, and some other stuff. Now, the career mode is one of the things I want to talk quickly about in this video. Because over the last few years, I think this is really one of the key areas Codemasters have been looking to improve, and quite honestly, they have improved it over the last 2 years, quite honestly, but have they improved it enough? I'm not too sure. Quite honestly, I would say no. There are still 1 or 2 features, in my opinion, that is missing from this game and from this series, that this game, of course, needs. One of which is, in my honest opinion, one of the features that I think this game series needs. Oh, down the inside there. But yeah, one of the features I think this series needs, or this game needs, is the press conference like we had back in 2010, and just like some sort of media in the pen and paddock. And you know what, I think that would be one of the most coolest things that the game and the series could do, because quite honestly, the press conference, a driver's press conference, is, in my opinion, one of the most valuable and key aspects of the game in general. Without the how can I put it? Without the press conference and the driver's press conference, I think, quite honestly, the game becomes quite bland and boring. Also, another thing that I'm saying is, to go deeper than that, I think we need to have like some sort of media. Quite honestly, some sort of media to make the game feel like, with speculation, that we are a part of the game, and every decision we make, every, let's say, win we take, and every position, every maneuver, everything, it sort of like looked at, and the game sort of like assesses that, and then it sort of creates a media story. You're going to replace Lewis Hamilton at the end of the season at Mercedes, or you're a hot favourite to join Sebastian Vettel, or you know, you're a hot favourite to join the Red Bull outfit if you're at Toro Rosso. Just something to relate to the team you're really with. I think that would be nice. And also, I think a tally of records. Also, like, right, one of the new features Codemasters have brought in for this game, quite honestly, and actually I'm going to show you this. What I'm going to do, I am going to go back into career mode. Sorry about if I'm switching screens a bit too much. I do apologise. But yeah, I'm going to go back into career mode and I'm going to show you what I'm going to go on about. Basically, one of the many features in F1 2016, 17 and 16 was, we had this feature where we could see, like, basically we could see, how can I put it? We could see our wins and all that in like a nice design, I would call it. It was a sort of design type thing. Now, which, it was this one, I believe. Oh no, not new career. I want to go to, how do you go? Load. So right, basically, yeah. It was basically a way of immersing the player with a bit of experience to get, basically, how can I put it, to make them feel like they're a part of the game, and you know, to make them feel like every win is a record and everything is a record, and all that stuff. And you know what, quite honestly, I thought to myself, you know, it's not a bad idea, it's not a bad feature of this feature, and quite honestly, I don't want them to change it if possible. If anything, I want them to improve upon it. Now, I don't know whether I'm going to be able. Can I quit? Quit to menu, that's what I want to do. So I want to quit to my menu, if possible. Hopefully, it will not bring me back to the starting menu. Hopefully, it will bring me back to the... Oh no, it's brought me back to that menu. should I sacrifice a potential podium for? Ooh. Well, we're only in a McLaren Honda. We'll see what position we are. Because if we're not in a good position, I think we'll sacrifice it. If we are in a good position, try and do something else. See whether the other career mode I started. What position are we? We are P11. Alright, I'm going to sacrifice this. So right, basically I'm sacrificing a race here just to show you a feature. Basically, and basically once you've seen the feature you'll understand what I mean more. I do just like to show people the features before, you know, but yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to retire from the Grand Prix once the lights go out. Let's get down into the first corner. 5 red lights, lights out, and away we go. Down into the first corner. There's going to be a big crash here. Watch out. There we go. Big crash. We're out of the Grand Prix along with, I think that's Sergio Perez or one of Force India's anyway. So there we go. So we just took out a car. Either Sergio, don't know who it was, don't really care who it was, quite honestly. We made a good start there though. And we took out a few people. But yeah, you'll soon see what I mean. Sorry if it's taken a bit of time. I wouldn't expect it to go quick. But yeah, yeah, either way, one of the features I'm on about though is this feature here. Once we see to it, once we get to it, basically it shows you virtually how many wins you virtually have per season, and it does it in a gold, silver or bronze sequence, and it also tells you other finishing positions, and virtually it just shows you what position you finished for each race. And it shows also, I think, like whether or not you won the championship or you didn't win the championship. Now, I must say, I do like the feature in general. It's a good feature. I cannot complain overall. Like when you look at it, okay, here it is there. As you can see, gold, 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 bronze, silver, and that, blah, blah, blah. And you can see we won 8 championships, a few with Ferrari. So first one with Ferrari, second one I can't remember who that was with. Next one, then back to Ferrari for another championship with Ferrari, so and that's 5 in a row now. 6 then with Mercedes, the 7th with Mercedes, the 8th with the Ferrari, and then I didn't win it in season 9 unfortunately. But the point is, as you can see along that feature, it shows to the right of your screen who won the championship and the constructors, and all of that. But if, let's say you weren't in the team you won the constructors with, it doesn't show who won it, which I find in a way is a bit of a destroying the objective in some sense, but I guess this makes it feel personal. But these are your like personal achievements. As you can see, my longest winning streak is, I don't know, let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope, definitely not that one. There we go. I think I found it there. This is my longest winning streak here. And season 5, I think we got like 13 wins in a row. We were on the Ultimate AI. But yeah, the point is, okay, as you can see, look how many wins in a row we've got there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 wins in a row. Not bad, indeed, for myself or for anyone to get 12 race wins in a row, and that beats Sebastian Vettel's record. I don't know what's the most wins in a row in the game at all, but the point is, as you can see, this shows you, it's just a screen that makes it feel like a personal achievement. Now, to add to this, my idea is, one of the things that they could do to add to this, okay, is show like a record. So for instance, like, as I said, right, here, okay, I've got 12 race wins in a row, okay. Now, the most in real life is held by Sebastian Vettel, who has 9 race wins in a row. Now, 9 race wins in a row in the game, okay, 12 race wins in the game is pretty easier, I would have thought. But 9 race wins in a row is still a record, okay, and a world record at that. In F1 that hasn't been beaten. And quite honestly, I think that would be a nice thing to add into the game. Most wins in a row, most races. And make it, so it's more personal to the player. Because personally, I think that's one thing I like about Codemasters games. I like to feel like I'm competing to break records. I want to break records, okay? Whether they're in real life or in the game life. But when I'm playing the game, in the game life, I want to break records. Okay, they're not going to be official records, but let's be honest, okay? Who cares whether they're official or not? It's a game. You want it to feel like you're a part of the game and you are, here to break records. That's one thing I feel that this game needs to have. Now, in terms of then the next feature in career mode that I think they could get rid of is this rivalry bar. Now, don't get me wrong, okay, I think this rivalry bar does have something to do with, it has something to do with the, to do in terms of which team will get you next season, but quite honestly, I don't think it does, because quite honestly, I've beaten so many rivals in this game. I've beaten Romain Grosjean so many times, I've beaten this driver so many times. It hasn't really affected the path of my career mode, and quite honestly, I feel it's quite pointless. The only way you can make this more worthy is maybe if you do it so there's actually a consequence if you fail to beat your rival. And this rivalry bar only really equates for 5 races, maybe less, maybe 4 races in some cases. Honestly, it doesn't make the situation any better, quite honestly. In fact, it doesn't help the career mode at all, I would say. It's virtually a pointless, in my eyes, machine or rivalry. What's the point of having a rivalry bar when it doesn't do anything? As you can see, Grosjean and I have got 0-0 on one another because I've been fighting top drivers all my career for the championship and all that, I guess. But, the point is, I think if they got rid of this feature, F1 2017 would be much better, quite honestly. Now, that means, for F1 2018, I hope they improve upon that. Also, the career score. I don't give a shit. Sorry for my language. Sorry if I swore there. But I really do not care, about a career score. I don't care about this. The career score. Okay, I'm 3,000 in this career mode. I'm 3,007 something percent. So in the world, I'm actually inside the top 1%, believe it or not. And that's great. I'm happy. I'm so happy. I'm inside that top 1%. Not really, no, because there's no achievement. There's no prize. There's nothing for being inside this top 1%, honestly. And I think it's just pointless. Do something else. Maybe, try and make these small features more important. And I really do hope that if someone from Codemasters is listening, make these small features more important. I'm not saying give away prizes. I'm just saying, do something to make it feel like if you get into the top 1%, you get an extra so many resource points. That could be the key, okay? If you beat your rival in career mode, you get a chance to test drive the latest upgraded car of Haas. That could be a key. See what I mean? Like, just these small features, okay, would all add up, I'm pretty sure. Or you get extra resource points if you beat your rival. If you get so many career points, you know. Make it feel, you know, like it's really worth fighting for. Now, I must admit, I do want them to keep this feature, the gearbox and the engine. Quite honestly, I'm not gonna lie here, I have struggled to manage my reliability or my power cycle. So I struggle to get through I struggle to stay on one engine, or to keep one engine for many races, rather than go through 4. I really do struggle. So this feature here, I do want them to keep this. I do hope Codemasters, if you listen, or if you watch this video, or if anyone from the Codemasters or know the Codemasters franchise, or speak to the Codemasters franchise, I do hope they keep the power unit to make you feel in control. As you can see, one of the cool features about this, you can switch through gear boxes, engines and all that, and power cycles. So right now we're using power cycle 1. But yeah, as you can see, I'm going to struggle if the reliability in F1 2018 is as bad as F1 2017. I am going to really struggle, and I may take a lot of engine penalties. Also, another thing is the gearbox. Now, the gearbox, I find to cope with this gearbox so easy. I find the gearbox one of the most easiest compartments to look after. The compartments I struggle to look after is the turbo, the TC, and the power, the ICE, the internal combustion engine. I really do find them two compartments otherwise very difficult. But yeah, I do hope Codemasters makes it as difficult to look after your engine as ever, and I do hope that it will have effect on me as a gamer in terms of winning races and all that. But there is also another thing here. I do find, even though my engine's worn, it only affects my pace. It doesn't really affect how can I put it? It doesn't affect whether or not I'm going to it doesn't affect whether I can or won't finish a race. It's just affecting my pace, I find. And I do hope Codemasters will rectify this feature for F1 2018 and will fix the problem there, because I would like to see that if you've got a worn engine, there's more chance of you breaking down midway through a race, or even 2 laps to go until the end of a race. You know, we have seen it in real life where drivers have failed to recognise or teams have failed to recognise the power units are way beyond their sell-by date or coming to their sell-by date, and then they're like 2 races, like leading race for most of the race, and then suddenly, kaboom, their engine just goes. And we saw it with Sebastian Vettel once, Valencia 2012. He was leading majority of the race, pace was good, and then all of a sudden, his car just wouldn't go anywhere. It sort of like stopped out on track after the safety car. So that is one thing I do want to see. Basically that's one thing I do want them to see or to modify. And same with gearbox. You know, with the gearbox, I find if you get to 56% gearbox wear, you sort of have gearbox problems, and I think that's also another feature that needs to be fixed. There's too much, maybe not too much realism, but I think the gearbox sometimes at the start of a career can be too harsh than towards the end of a career. Okay, if you're at 56% wear, that is pretty bad, but at the same time, not as bad as maybe 70%. I think 70% is where would be just the right place where you'd expect to see some issues. I'm not saying 50% there should be no issues, not at all, but I think at 70% there should certainly be some small niggling issues that could affect your race and your pace and all that stuff. Right. Next, weekend tyre allocation. Quite honestly, I feel the weekend tyre allocation is pretty good, pretty realistic. The only thing, I think there's more tyres this year, so that I hope they will add in that, Codemasters. Also, reputation level. I think this is a cool feature actually in the game, considering this game is now almost a year old. I still think this is one of the cooler features, and I do ask Codemasters to keep this feature, because it's always nice to see how your team or what team is interested in you. And quite honestly, I like Haas. I would actually consider going to Haas, for instance. Right, next thing, Drivers' Championship. Now, quite honestly, one of the things that I find in recent years is that there's been no real target, if that makes sense. Even if we go out here, it says, oh wait, sorry, there is a target, season objectives. Right, another sort of, that's a new feature I've learned. I'm not going to go on about that. But right, yeah, constructors, I'd just like to see a bit more, you know, I hope they do a pretty good job in the constructors, every team. But yeah, that's particularly career mode now. Now we'll talk about some of the things, you know, Codemasters have said. So Codemasters have clarified that the game will be coming out on the 24th of August, which is later on this year. It's about 3 months. Today is the... what day is today? Today is the 21st. So from Wednesday, I think, or Tuesday, from Thursday, sorry, it will be 3 months until the franchise release their next big game in the series. And quite honestly, I can't wait as a customer and a buyer, and I'm pretty sure most of you who like F1 cannot wait either. Now, we're going to go then on to the next, and next is multiplayer. Honestly, Codemasters, I am asking you, if you can do one thing, can you please make F1 2018 a proper and a real multiplayer game? Because yes, you can play online with your friends, but if you can't afford, let's say, online, for some, I'm only saying in general, I'm not saying everyone can't afford online, but if you can't afford online, then there's an issue. You cannot play online together. You must buy a different game, something like Project Cars, if you want to play a multiplayer game, or something else even. I'm just saying, make this game multiplayer. You have done it in the past, of what I can remember. 2011, I think, was a good example of that. So we have seen it in the past. It is possible by you lot. So just do it, honestly. I would like to see, I would like to see a multiplayer F1 game. We haven't seen it in this PS4 generation, let alone the PS3 generation, really. And I'm just saying, do one thing, make it multiplayer. This game, F1 2018, make it a tiny bit better. And honestly, I think you'll get a lot more people. Now, quite honestly, there are also other features that I think you can add in. Classic cars. I think one of the classic cars that I think you should add in is the Red Bull 20 RB13 and the Red Bull RB11. Honestly, two classic cars in my opinion. I think the W06 I think would be a nice classic car to add in. The 2014 Mercedes, quite honestly. And yeah, I think when it comes to classic cars, make sure they've actually got a bit more of a reputation. Like the 2003 Ferrari, I think that would be a nice Ferrari to add into the game, quite honestly. And the 2000, who can forget the 2008 Ferrari as well, that Massa drove. Almost won the World Championship in that, of course. So yeah, all I'm saying, make sure you add in good classic cars to the game, please, Codies. The 1992 Williams, that'd be a great classic car. And the final car Ayrton drove, the 1994 Williams, honestly. And the first car maybe Schumacher drove. I class them as classic cars, honestly. But yeah, make sure they're good cars as well. But I'm going to leave the classic car side of it alone. What else can I say? Well, now it's time to give you then a little bit of also more information on what Cody said. So Cody's went on to say that this new game, they have listened to their fans, their fan base, and that the career mode will be more immersive than ever. Now, don't get me wrong, I really do hope that means there'll be more things to do, maybe a bit more open world type simulator type stuff, maybe just a bit more paddocky. All these little things would make it feel better as well, if it is. Now, also Codemasters said they are bringing something back that the fans want to see. Now, this could be actually a few things. It could be the red flags, okay? Because red flags was something I remember a lot of people loved. We all loved having fun crashing into people because it would cause a red flag. Whereas now, it's not so much fun. Okay, yeah, it may cause a safety car or whatever, but it will not cause a red flag. Therefore, the race will not be suspended or anything like that, or stopped for a short period of time, and you'll not get to do a second restart or something, you know. But the point is, I think that would be a feature we'd all love to see, is red flags. And the other thing they could be on about is drivers' press conference. Now, back in F1 2010 and 2011, there was something called a driver's press conference. Now, this honestly sort of made you feel a bit more immersive and all that. And it made the game feel a bit more realistic, and you felt you were part of the F1 circus more. Whereas now we've been missing that feature for quite some time. Many fans have talked about it in the past, many gamers in fact, and all of that. But yeah, otherwise I really do hope F1 2018 will be good. It's got some pretty big shoes to fill, I will say that, for F1 2018. But I do know that even though I may buy the game, it also may let me down at the same time. And I think you've got to be aware of that when you're buying a game from anywhere. Whether it's from Codemasters, whether it's even from... even if it's not from Codemasters, even FIFA, the game may let you down in certain aspects, and yeah, it may just not be really what you were looking for, but I hope F1 2018 will be what I was looking for, and I really do hope that the game will deliver upon what they say. Quite honestly, you know what, I've got a good feeling about 2018 already. Already 2018's gone to plan so far for me in terms of my life. But I've got a good feeling about F1 2018 and the new game that they're bringing out in a few month's time. I'm pretty sure it'll be a good game, or I hope it'll be a good game. But yeah, nonetheless, thank you for watching. If you did like this video, then please leave a like. Maybe some point tomorrow or some point later on this week, I will be doing another video, but it won't be on F1 it won't be about F1 2018, the new game that's coming out. If there's more news about that, I will give an update on that. I will leave, once I find out how to, I will leave the hyperlink to the news article in the like subscription part down below. So do go check out the news about F1 2018 if you obviously are interested. If not, feel free to just stay tuned. I'll be once there's more updates on the game itself, then I will let you know. In terms of price, I believe it's going to be £54.99 pounds, just to let you know, because I saw something on Game this morning when I looked at it. It said £54.99 pre-order now, so you can pre-order it. I'm not going to pre-order it until I get personally more info on F1 2018. Hopefully there'll be a trailer released pretty soon. I imagine there should be one released at the start of June. I would have thought. So yeah, I would have thought maybe June will be the start when they start releasing pictures of the game and the classic cars that they've got for this year. So I'd say maybe about a week or two when we'll first see our first glimpse of what the game may or may not look like. We will probably get a picture, or a more realistic picture in terms of a price, by June as well. I believe it's £54.99. Do not quote me on that, but yep, I do believe that will be the price range. And obviously we've got the date of the release of the game, but we have, other than that, just a little bit of a word of mouth about the game. We have no video footage, no feature footage, no gameplay footage at all, or pictures at all about the game at the moment. So really, we are left a bit blind in terms of what will be seen on the game. I do believe it will contain some esport things that you can do on the game, a bit like F1 2017, where you can do something called event, and that way you can participate in an event and you can enjoy the freedom of playing an event during the career mode. As you'll see, I believe the event is here. I'll actually quickly do an event for you to show you what an event is. So right, you're joking. Honestly, why on earth? Why? So, the event expired. Oh, so that's the F1 eSports series. When are we going to release a new event? So right, yeah. Otherwise, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, as I said, this video, then please leave a like. Otherwise, if not, please leave a dislike. And as I said, thank you for watching this video. Have a good evening. I'll leave the link in the description to the Codemasters news feed below, so you can go check out the news on the F1 2018 game. But otherwise, thank you for watching. Have a good night.